Yo, what's going on, Draft League fans? My name is IronBoffin, coach of your Rochester Ride-Ons. It is week 4 of the PPL, and this video is late, and I do apologize for that. I was over at the Legends ZA Marathon for A-Drive, so I didn't get an opportunity to record and upload and stuff my battle because I had to do the battle while I was there. But I was able to have the battle, and I just got to upload a little late. But let's talk to you guys about the game. We are going up against A12 this week, and he is the #1 seed in our conference, so we need to do well. We need a good result here. We're currently, what, 2-1? So if we can beat our opponent here, we're going to be looking really good in the standings. So we need to go ahead and do it. What's standing in our way? He has got a Hawlucha, a Greninja, a Blaziken. Really fast team, because obviously the Blaziken is allowed to have speed boost here and the Terra, so that is an enormous threat. I think it's already 6-0 this season. This thing is scary, so we're very afraid of that. They have the Galarian Slowking, Clefable, Archaludon, so they got some speed, and they got a lot of bulk. The Shaymin's there, the Electros, the Thunderous Eye, Suicune, Quagsire, and Magnemite. So, funny thing about this team, there are 2 unaware Pokemon. So, I expect Clefable and I expect Quagsire to show up to kind of be an absolute block to Mence. Mence is not going to have a good time trying to break through those things with like the Moxie or the like Dragon Dance. So, I expect both one or the other for sure. Hawlucha is really scary because at +2, like the Unburden boost, it'll obviously outspeed my Regieleki, and so will Scarf Greninja. So we need to be afraid of that. Our Regieleki will outspeed Scarf Thunderous Eye, so that's good to know. What else is really, I mean, that's about it. Suicune can be a little bit of a problem, but I do have the answers for Suicune, and I don't even know if I don't know if Suicune will show up because I do have an OGERPON with Water Absorb, I have a Zarude, and I have a Regieleki. And they don't have a ground type outside of Quagsire. So I would expect the Quagsire for sure to kind of shut down the Regieleki, because I feel like if people don't bring the ground type versus me, Regieleki is allowed to have a little too much fun. So that's my opponent's team. Let's go into mine and why I'm bringing it. All right, first up, we are bringing Magellan, the Pecharunt, rocking the Colbur Berry this week. That way we can hopefully take a hit from the Greninja or potential like knockoff coverage, or just, you know, just some kind of knockoff coverage. We're bringing Malignant Chain, Shadow Ball, Parting Shot, Recover. We are enough speed to outspeed Archaludon, I believe. Like a non-invested Archaludon or Blaziken, somebody like that. I think it's Blaziken. But we have a lot of defense. We have a lot of HP. We are just going to be bulky. We're going to fast Parting Shot. That's the goal. Pretty easy. Malignant Chain is going to be helpful to get poisons on things, and then also Poison Puppeteer can activate. The big block to this thing is going to be something like Archaludon, but Archaludon still doesn't like taking a Shadow Ball. We're going to want to scout for that Assault Vest very early, because if it's not Assault Vest, Shadow Ball is actually going to do some damage. So that's I'm excited for Magellan this week. This is also a really good block to the Hawlucha, so it feels good. Next up, we're bringing Loxus, the Regieleki. I love bringing Regieleki. I don't know if Quagsire wants to show up this week when I have a Pokemon with Freeze Dry, and I also have OGERPON Wellspring and a Zarude. So I don't know if Quagsire wants to show up this week, but so we're gonna bring Regieleki. We have the Thunderbolt, Volt Switch, Rapid Spin, and Light Screen. Light Screen just in case I can shut down the Greninja a little bit. Thunderbolt and Volt Switch for some damage and some pivot. We're bringing Magnet Transistor. That way, if I am either he doesn't bring the ground type, or I knock out the ground type, and Regieleki is allowed to start throwing off some big hits. Nothing really wants to deal with me, so I think Regieleki is gonna have a good game this week. Next up, we have Shoto, the Alolan Ninetales with the Light Clay. This thing's job is a Light Clay Aurora Veil. We're not bringing Snow Sweeper this week because I don't think Satitan really has a great matchup into Blaziken or Greninja. So we're bringing Aurora Veil. We have the Freeze Dry for the Quagsire. We have Moonblast for the Greninja. You know, and also Freeze Dry will hit the Suicune unless it tears out of the Water type. And we have enough speed to outspeed Shaymin. Max speed Shaymin, because I think Shaymin would be max speed to potentially speed tie with Settlements if it wants to, so we'll go ahead and prep for that. We have max special attack and a little bit of HP. That way we're throwing off some damage and we're doing some damage. That's the goal. But let's get that Aurora Veil up and really slow the game down so that way Blaziken and Greninja can't run away with it. Next up, I think OGERPON Wellspring is looking at a phenomenal match this week. We have Trailblaze, Ivy Cudgel, Hornleech, and Superpower. Trailblaze to try to pick off something while it's low, like maybe the Quagsire comes in, I can pick it off, or I can hit the Electros, whatever. And the Suicune too, like whatever, I can pick off something with Trailblaze That way I get the +1. That way Blaziken can't really revenge me because I'll be faster after a speed boost and I can Ivy Cudgel it. Same thing with Greninja. I'll be faster than it, barring Battle Bond, if it gets Battle Bond quickly. It could be Scarf Battle Bond. That's always a thing because that would be kind of scary too. But we're enough speed to outspeed Shaman as well. That was kind of the speed tier I needed to hit this week because I couldn't outspeed Thundurus. So we have enough speed for that. We have max attack, and then I slap the rest of the HP because maybe we need to take a hit. That's the goal there. Easy peasy. Next up, we are bringing Shenron. Oh, you know what? I lied. This is an early version of the team. This Shenron is incorrect. Let me grab... I know who we're bringing. Okay, forgive me. I did make a last-minute change when I was playing this game over at Dan, so it's on my laptop. I don't quite remember what my spread was, but I do remember this was the set I was bringing. We were bringing Weakness Policy, Prism Armor, with Dragon Dance, Photon Geyser, Earthquake, Morning Sun. So the really cool thing about... And, okay, so let's reel back in. Dragon Dance. Boff, you just told us they have 2 unaware Pokemon. Why are you bringing Dragon Dance Necrozma? Funny you ask. Did you guys know that Photon Geyser does not check for abilities? So if I set up with Necrozma here, Photon Geyser will get the boost from Dragon Dance. Really cool. So we're going to go ahead and bring that. The goal here, I know this set had enough to tank. I think I had enough Spadef to tank like a Dark Pulse from Greninja, get to +2 off the Weakness Policy, and then Oko back with Earthquake. Basically, the only coverage I needed was Photon Geyser and Earthquake because Photon Geyser hits everything except the Greninja. Earthquake will do enough damage to kill it if I'm like +1. So I felt like that was all the coverage we needed. And the Morning Sun for recovery. So Floyd making their debut this week. Pretty exciting stuff because I had remembered that my co-builder, Helios, is actually the one that remembered that Photon Geyser will not check for unaware. So that's pretty sick. So we're going to go ahead and see if we can abuse that. My opponent might not know. My opponent might be like, I have a Clefable in here. I'm going to go ahead and let you set up Dragon Dance. And then might not know that Photon Geyser doesn't check for unaware. So that might work out for us. And then lastly, we are bringing, of course, my favorite, my boy, Terra Fairy, Eviolite, Rhydon with Lightning Rod, Stealth Rock, Earthquake, Stone Edge, and Ice Punch. Actually, I think I changed this to Terra Water. Really sorry that the sets aren't quite lining up this week. It's been a wild week with the marathon. So I did change this to Terra Water. We're max HP, max Spadef. This thing is supposed to lead and get up Stealth Rocks. And then maybe get some hits out before it dies. That's the goal. I really want Stealth Rocks here because I want to break a Sash on Blaziken. That way it can't protect. I get a hit off. It lives on Sash. That way it's +2 and then sweeps my team. So I want to make sure that it can't go for that. But yeah, that's Rhydon's job. Easy job for Rhydon this week. Let's see if it does it. But yeah, that's our team builder. Let's go into the battle. Okay, so this is going to be weird. This is going to look weird. We are watching from our opponent's perspective because they were able to record the game for me. And I'm going to react to the game, kind of tell you what I was thinking on my end. Like I said, this is a weird week. I do apologize. But I do appreciate my opponent, A12, for recording the game for us. So that way we could watch. I think we can put it in a little bit of a speed up, though. Yeah, let's put in a little bit of a speed up, huh? Okay, so we're looking at team preview here. We know that Suicune is their Terra captain and also Blaziken. I believe Suicune was Terra... I think Suicune was Terra Fairy and then Blaziken was Terra Fire, I believe. So that was sick. We see the Thundurus Incarnate, which is always scary into my Rhydon matchup because a lot of people are going to think I'm going to lead Rhydon. So Thundurus is usually a really good lead into me because it can click Grass Knot and it can hurt really bad. And he knows that I'm Terra Water, so I'm not going to be able to resist the Grass Knot. But yeah, then we see like a Crocoon, which is really funny that he called it Crocoon because that's like the Calm Mind setup set. So, you know, we got to be aware of that. But yeah, we're going up against A12. Week 4. We need a good result. Look at that. So, yep, we go ahead and lead. Let me take it out of the speed up mode now. I don't think we need speed up anymore. Don't think we need the speed up. Okay. So, yeah, I'm leading Rhydon. And like I said, I need Stealth Rocks. I want Stealth Rocks so bad. I don't care if I'm going to take, like, if you use Rhydon's life here just to get Stealth Rocks. That's the most important thing for my team. So you see I'm going to Terra here because I know I always live a Grass Knot if I'm Terra Water. So easy peasy turn for me. Now I could have gotten greedy and just gone like for a Stone Edge right off the bat. But I really want the Stealth Rocks. And like you see that Grass Knot literally does 0 because I'm max Spadef. So now I am free just to get a bit of Damaggio. So I think I clicked Stone Edge here. I also have Ice Punch. So I can't remember which one I clicked. We're going to find out together. We're going to find out together. Also, pay attention to Quagsire being Rindoberry counter. That's going to be scary later. But this is interesting on my end because I actually get to see what their sets and stuff were. So he's just going to pivot out. He's just going to U-turn. I didn't really think about that. But it's good to see the U-turn. I think I Ice Punch here, but we're going to find out together. We're going to learn together. Bam. Who do you go into? Oh, yes. I do remember he does go into the Electros, which is a good switch because obviously it's not going to be able to Volt Switch out on me because I do have the Lightning Rod, but it can Grass Knot, it can Dragon Tail, it can Super Fang if it wants, and I can't hit it with Earthquake, so that's unfortunate for me, right? I think I go for an Ice Punch here. Yep, I go for an Ice Punch. I don't want to risk the miss, so we go ahead and just get a little chip off like that, but it's good damage between the rocks and the Ice Punch. We did a little bit of damage to this thing. This thing doesn't have any recovery because we just saw that it doesn't have leftovers, so that's nice. Here I think I just throw off a Stone Edge. I'm like, you know what? I don't really need to save Rhydon. He's stuck in here with me. I'm not stuck in here with him. Nothing he can do can kill me. We saw that this thing had the Grass Knot, but that is not going to matter because Rhydon is thick with it. Bop. 0. Basically 0. We're going to go ahead and bid big Stone Edge off. We actually connect. So that's sick. We take him down to 62 HP, which is a pretty good spot for me. I'm just going to go ahead and let Rhydon go down here because I'm able to get a little bit of momentum. Like, yeah, I used Rhydon. He used all his HP, but that way he still can't Volt Switch or something, and we just let him take me out. I'm able to get in with somebody else here and keep up a little bit of momentum. So that's pretty sick. Rhydon, good job. You did all you had to do this week. You got your Damaggio off and the Stealth Rocks, so literally did the job. Rhydon can't always be picking up 6-0 sweeps, as you see. I'm actually wearing my championship hoodie. You guys can pick one up if you want. Okay, so all I do here is I go into Magellan. That way I can get a nice safe pivot off here or just rip off a Shadow Ball just to get a little bit of damage off. Like, I know I can pick this thing off. I didn't want to commit to the OGERPON here because the Archaludon was still very full health. And if I try to go for a Trailblaze, I'm not going to be able to do enough to the Archaludon coming in, especially if I give it a defense boost. So I felt like the safest thing for me was just to go into Magellan and get a Shadow Ball. That way I can tank anything. I can bait. I wanted to bait in the Greninja to try to like go for a Dark Pulse or something on me. Was also a school of thought. But you're going to see here that that's not their plan. So they're going to go into the bridge, which we see now is Stamina Power Herb. Obviously, I don't know what it's going to be yet. But we do see that they are Power Herb, which is quite a good set because he's going to be able to rip off that Electro Shot, get the +1, and that is going to hurt me because I was not Spadef this week. So this, and I knew this was going to hurt, but I wanted to scout and see kind of like what his set was if he was AV. So you're going to see that I'm just going to click Shadow Ball here because I just need chip on this thing. If I get a little bit of chip, then OGERPON can go ahead and kill with Superpower later, as long as we don't just build up his set here. So yeah, Magellan's in here, easy peasy. We are going to be faster because I've never seen a Scarf Archaludon in my life. So no problem outspeeding here. We are a pretty fast Pecharunt, so there was 0 chance. And we're going to be able to rip off a little damage. We're going to go for a Shadow Ball and just see kind of what kind of damage we can get up to. So what I'm doing here is I'm trying to calc and see how much damage I can expect to do. So we rip a Shadow Ball. That doesn't do, that literally looks like AV damage, but this thing might be max Spadef with Stamina, Power Herb. So he gets like a pretty, he's bulky on a lot of ends here. He gets the +1 defense boost from my attack. I think he's like pretty max Spadef here. So he like tricked me into thinking he was AV here until I see the Power Herb rip off. And then he goes for an Electro Shot. And this is going to hurt. This isn't going to feel good. Bang. Lots of damage. That hurt really bad. So this thing's really scary now. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a Parting Shot to get out and drop his special attack down, knowing that he cannot get to +1 again with Electro Shot because he already uses Power Herb. So unless he wants to do the 2-turn click, then I'm feeling good. So yep, we're gonna go on Parting Shot, drop his special attack back down to neutral, and get up out of there. Get up out. But we did get some damage off, which we did like. That was good damage. So here, what I want to do is I end up going into Floyd here. We'll see Floyd pop in. Floyd! Here comes Floyd. Everybody say hi to Floyd. So we got our Necrozma in. Necrozma's debut. Flash Cannon is going to do a lot more damage than I expected, to be honest with you. That did a lot. So what we're going to do here is I'm afraid of the Draco Meteor because he needs to click Draco Meteor here to kill me. So I'm going to Morning Sun to get to full. He's going to Draco Meteor and I can Morning Sun so that way he can't really touch me. He can't really build back up. So Morning Sun gets me back to full. As you can see. And then we're going to easily tank this Draco Meteor. I say easily, but we tank it. Now he's -2, so now he's not really a threat to me. He's going to have to get up out. Unless he wants to try to Electro Shot that HP back or that stuff back. But what my plan is here, I'm just going to Morning Sun and try to get my Dragon Dances off. So if he wants to stay in here, that's fine with me. Because if I start getting... Like, this is where I think he wasn't super aware of if I was going to, like, try to... Like, he doesn't know I'm going to set up here, right? So he thinks he's pretty safe. He's going to go for the +1 Electro Shot here. Or try to get to Electro Shot. So he's only -1 now. So he's going to try to build back up because he doesn't know what I'm going to do. He doesn't know what my plan is. I'm going to start Dragon Dancing. I am going to start Dragon Dancing. And now it's like, uh-oh. And then I believe he was kind of like, why is he doing that? So I took it. But he did eventually, here in the commentary, remember that. He does remember in the commentary that Photon Geyser won't check for unaware. So this is where he's kind of like, uh-oh, I better be careful. But I do believe, I think he stays in this turn and goes for Flash Cannon, but it's not going to hurt. But this is where we're kind of stuck in a little bit of a stalemate pivot. But I'm going to come away ahead of this as long as I recover. Or I could get greedy here and start just throwing off Photon Geysers. But because I'm not really faster than... Oh, he doesn't even have Greninja, by the way. Doesn't even have Greninja. I said I was trying to scout Greninja earlier. He didn't bring Greninja. I forgot to make note of that. He didn't bring Greninja. But he did bring Blaziken, so... A +1 Blaziken would still outspeed me, so I didn't want to set up. He goes for Flash Cannon. He's still -1. Doesn't do enough damage. And I Dragon Dance there, so now I'm +2/+2. I can recover here to get a lot of my HP back, and he's going to grow into Crocoon. This thing's a crazy set. He's got Rest, Sleep, Talk, Recover, and that's pretty crazy. I didn't get to see much of this set, so you'll see kind of what happens here. But Roar is a really good bring here. I am a little surprised to see that he had Roar. I wasn't sure what this Suicune was going to want to do, so I was like, you know what? I am really high HP. I'm in a great position just to throw off an attack. There's no reason not to. So he's going to go ahead and go for the Roar to roar me out. And I'm going to throw off a big old Photon Geyser. Now, I never knock him out here. Maybe if he was offensive, I might have had a chance to knock him out, but I still doubt it. But the way he brings us in, obviously, it's probably like a very defensive set. And defensive makes a lot of sense for like the Ments and things like that. So we throw off a Photon Geyser. +2. Does a good amount of damage. And they roar me out. So there goes my +2 Necrozma. But it's okay because I still have a lot of HP. So that is convenient on my end. Now we see, who did I get roared into? I get roared into my OGERPON. Best case scenario for me. The more often I get into OGERPON, the better. That's always good for me to go into OGERPON. So the question here is like, are they going to Terra? Are they going to Terra to tank a Horn Leech? Are they going to predict that I predict? And I go for Ivy Cudgel. So there's a couple different things that can happen here because I needed to Horn Leech a water type to kill it. I don't know. I can't remember all the calcs. This is where you'll probably see me take a while here because I'm trying to calc whether I need to Ivy... Like, can I kill with Ivy Cudgel from here? Can I kill with Horn Leech if it Terras? So you'll see I go for the Horn Leech here, which I think probably what I should have done was go for the Trailblaze. I think Trailblaze would have been a really safe play because this thing gets to come in for free. It's faster than me, so I can't really do anything to it. He goes for Volt Switch, predicting my switch because I'm not going to stay in and let OGERPON take a lot of damage. Specifically because I think OGERPON is in a position to be a big threat later on in the game. So I do believe I hard switch here somewhere. Because I know this thing can have Sludge Bomb. I know it doesn't really have any Flying Stab, so... Does it have... No, maybe it has Air Slash. I can't remember. But I get out of there. I leave. I decide that's too important. I go into Loxus here. I go into Loxus because if this thing wants to Volt Switch, that's cool. Like, it doesn't do very much. And Loxus is in a pretty good spot. And it's going to bait in the Quagsire. And I have switches into Quagsire, so I'm not super worried about it. Not super worried about the Quagsire. But obviously, this is going to block me off. So I'm giving it a free turn to do whatever it wants. But, you know, that's kind of how the game goes. We got a little bit of Stealth Rock damage in there. He's going to get a free Stealth Rock. I'm going to have to hard switch out because I don't have anything to hit it. Which is fine. You know, like I said, that's kind of... Probably should bring Explosion on this thing just so I can get out. But it's fine. I wanted to save this for later anyway because as soon as Quagsire goes down, Regieleki looks really good. Regieleki is really strong because I am also faster than +1 Blaziken. So that's why I really wanted to bring Regieleki this week. wonder if I'm faster than +2 Blaziken. I don't know. I'd have to look at that. Probably not. Maybe I am. I'd have to look that up. But yeah, we go back into OGERPON because if they want to go for like a Scald or whatever they wanted to go for, I wanted OGERPON in here because Quagsire couldn't really do anything to me, and this just puts on a ton of pressure. So this is where, so let me pause the game here. A12 has Rindoberry and counter here. So what's going on? He's already seen my Horn Leech. So because he's already seen Horn Leech, he's very confident that I'm not also going to be Power Whip, because that would make not a lot of sense to be Power Whip and Horn Leech. If I'm Power Whip, I will always kill through Rindoberry. But because I'm not, I won't kill through whatchamacallit. Horn Leech won't kill through the Rindoberry. There we go. So what I'm expecting here is I'm expecting Quagsire to switch out, because I think A12 needs to keep it around to stop my Regieleki from being a problem. And he has a plan. He's going to click Rindoberry counter, because if I do anything, he survives, he counters, and kills me back. Never a doubt in the world that if that any move I go for here, counter would kill me. So I didn't know he's counter yet. But what you'll see here is I actually just go for the Trailblaze, predicting him to switch out. That way I'm faster than the Thundurus that wants to maybe come in here. Now Thundurus could be Scarf, so I don't really know if this was like the best play, because even if I get to +1, I don't think I've ruled out that. Oh no, I did already rule out that it wasn't Scarf, because turn 1 against Rhydon, it went for Grass Knot and U-turn. So I actually already did confirm that he's not Scarf. So that's why I go for Trailblaze here. That way I'm faster. Rindoberry pops, and I crit him and he dies. So now I have OGERPON +1 speed, and I just killed his like counter to OGERPON. So we'll throw this game, and I don't know if you guys can tell where this is gonna go. I'm just gonna slap it in speed up mode. That OGERPON takes over the game. I've already gotten the damage I needed off on bridge. I have to go for superpower. I take this thing out, no problem. Not a roll or anything. That's gone, but it does bring my attack down, so that's a little scary. But with the damage I have off on everything else, I can win at -1. Now this thing can still Terra if it wants. If it wanted to Terra, it wasn't gonna live a. It was kind of another 50-50 if I go for Horn Leech, if I go for Ivy Cudgel. So I think I go for Horn Leech here. And I think that'll do the damage I need, because I don't think Ivy Cudgel would kill at -1. So I go for a Horn Leech. And I'm like, if you're going to Terra, that's fine. Go for it. And then we still have a lot of game to play if you do like get the Roar off or whatever you go for. But you'll see, I think I just go for it, the Horn Leech. Yep. Pop. There it goes. There goes Suicune. He did not use the Terra here. If he had used the Terra, he would have lived the Horn Leech and roared me out. Would it matter at this stage? Probably not. Goes for the Sludge Bomb here. So I can't knock this thing out with Ivy Cudgel from this range at -1. So he is going to live this hit. He's going to live this hit. So, but with the live here, he lives on 28. He goes for Sludge Bomb. I live the Sludge Bomb thanks to a lot of HP investment that I had. And I'm able to pick up the knockout on Thundurus here. See you later. Last but not least, in comes the Blaziken with the Razor Claw. I break a potential Sash. Didn't know what he had yet. He's going to use the Terra. He is Terra Fire. And that's not going to be able to protect him from my OGERPON that is +1. So he can't even try to protect. He would need to, if he had Protect, he'd need to double Protect to be faster than me. And we go ahead and knock out the Blaziken. So that was, like I said, like a weird game. Really, like, there was so much game to play after the crit, so really tough to tell where it was going to go. I had a pretty healthy Necrozma, so there's too much game to tell what's going to happen after after I knock out the Quagsire, because the Quagsire would have killed me with the counter, and then I would have had to go into, I probably could have tried to set up again with Necrozma or whatever, but just too much game to play. And you know, crit just seals the game. We get a 5-0 win with OGERPON. OGERPON getting 5 of the knockouts. Yeah, Pokemon's a funny game. We've had a lot of weird RNG this season, and that's week 4. I'll see you guys back here for week 5, and I appreciate you guys supporting, even though this was a weird week. So I'll catch you guys next time. Goodbye!